Hello everyone, my name is PauLInstaMyooin, and we're back for Pokemon Y Shiny Hunting episode 227, Lapras. If you didn't watch the last episode, why didn't you? And this episode's topic is by me. It is about Mario and Luigi Bowser's inside story, so I don't know, it could be a decently long topic if I really want to get into it, but I feel like I probably will, so it'll probably take up at least half the episode, I would think. But you can choose to mute it if you don't really care about the game. Just don't really care to hear about it. Or if you don't, then if you don't mind, then go ahead and keep listening. So anyway, so it is pretty much, like I said, the topic is by me. And it is, what is your most memorable memories, good or bad, of the game of Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story? So I'm going to start off with the good parts, because there's a lot of good parts. Definitely the first good memory that I experienced in the game was being able to realize that I finally can use just Bowser to move around and just fight enemies and do overworld actions like burn down the trees and punch through the rocks and stuff like that. And that's one of my first memories from that I just love about that game. It's just really awesome because of course I knew about the of course, like I said in the previous topic of this section, I was saying how I found out about this, and I pretty much knew how you can be Bowser and all that throughout the game. But yeah, I was finally happy to be like me actually playing it, and yeah, so that was one of my first memories, of course, 'cause that's one of the very first interesting things you can do in the game. But of course, it's just a new RPG game that you go through, and you're just just exploring and talking with NPCs. It's just really fun, just a new experience, just new graphics even. If so, quite a big upgrade because I know that Mario and Luigi Partners in Time came before this game, but I just don't play that game specifically. I guess it's a perfect time to tell you why I don't play that game, Mario and Luigi Partners in Time, for one specific reason only. I was playing through the game on my ROM. Was actually playing on a DS emulator on my computer, and it was perfectly fine. Like I was playing through it quite well, like any of the other Mario RPGs. But when I came to the when I came to the Mushroom Village thing, I forget what exactly it's called, but it's like flooded with these little fairy monsters, and it pretty much looks like a dead Toad Town, like it's been like ancient ruins or something like that. But yeah, so I love Partners in Time, and I love games like that. But when they have something like what I'm about to say and just ruins it for me, just the experience, because it's so annoying to get through, then I'm just not gonna play it. So here it is. So the whole reason why I don't play that game is because of this one enemy in that place called the Shroob. Or the Shroid, not the Shroob, the Shroid. And you're probably wondering, what's so bad about the Shroid? What could have stopped you from playing that entire game? Why like that enemy specifically? So if you never fought a Shroid before, I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge, they're only in that game. Because that game, if you didn't know, is pretty much the first time they introduced the Shroob race, which is an alien race with, it looks like they look like normal, well, they really don't look like normal toads. They are purple mushroom beings, similar to toads, but they have their own language, and it makes some interesting sounds. I love the story of it. Don't get me wrong, I love that game. It's just I don't play it anymore just because of the Shroid. And the reason why I hate the Shroid so much is because of the fact its attack and its strengths and weaknesses. So let's start with the strengths. Its attack power is very high, even if you've pretty much defeated, like how I do in these RPGs, every single enemy that I know I can most likely defeat. I just go ahead and defeat, even though I've defeated them many times before. Just when I come across them, I just do that just to get experience, and so I can make it easier on me in the game. So I was just pretty much just thinking that, oh, okay, I can probably easily defeat this Shroid, because I was just with every other enemy so far in the game, and because I played many other RPGs, I was like, okay, this shouldn't be that bad at all. But when it starts attacking you, it's first when it's in its normal state. The attack pattern isn't so bad. It raises up two kind of flags. One, a red flag for Baby Mario and or normal Mario, and green flag for Baby Luigi and or Luigi. So yeah, that's simple enough, right? You just dodge those certain attacks when it does its little spin to shoot you. I think that's how it attacks, and if you get it wrong, I'm pretty sure, then I don't think there's a very high chance to dodge it. I think there's a very low chance to dodge it if you get it wrong. And sometimes it goes really fast to where you can get it wrong, or you're just off your game right there and just screw up because of your own fault. So pretty much, yeah, that's not the bad part about it. So the bad part about it is, if you can't seem to kill enemies like this, then they turn into like a different state. They don't exactly transform, but this one specifically, it malfunctions, and it, like, you'll see what it means by malfunctions. It gets all like you see static electricity all around its body, and you see it act differently to what it did before. So in a sense, what it did before is now opposite. Not healing you, I mean. What its effect is reversed. So pretty much now when it raises the green flag, it's wanting you to actually, the correct answer would be to raise the Marios, Baby Mario, normal Mario, and then the same, of course, vice versa with Luigi. So yeah, and the annoying thing about this is I'm pretty sure it gets some kind of crazy attack boost to where it easily kills, or does most to almost kill your, just you in general. So it really sucks that that enemy does that. I don't know why it has to be so hard. And I'm not just saying there's just one of those, because if you played that game, you'll know that these Shroids are there's a lot of them in the area. And not only that, of course, there's the other enemies on top of it. Even if you don't have those enemies in the overworld get close to each other, there's a chance that, like, if you go and encounter an overworld Shroid, that it'll have like one of the other enemies in the area be with it as well. So it's really annoying, because of course you want to get rid of that one too, so that you'll just focus on the Shroid. But if you just leave the Shroid out for too long, or the other enemy, then they'll stack up damage on you, and it makes it really tough. So I was like, I don't think I can do this. I don't think, because it's just, I know you can just easily just go around it and dodge it, but I just don't like the fact that there's an enemy like that, to where there's not a guarantee where I will be able to defeat it at that point in the game very easily. Because if you didn't know, I said this in Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the main points that I do in these kind of games to upgrade is the damage only, because I'm very good at dodging the attacks most of the time, and just able to deal out damage right away will get easy experience, and then more levels up, and then more damage and all that. And of course, there's like good enough gear and accessories to pretty much raise your defense and your health, and even sometimes your speed if you really want to be that quick sweeper. But yeah, so I wasn't really that worried about only just choosing the attack stat. But when it comes to enemies like this, if you get hit enough times, then you're screwed. Like, you can't do much. And even after just trying it all over again, if you don't mind doing all the things you just did because you got a game over, which makes another hard thing about that town, is you only get a save point as early as when you just start, when you travel to that place, and you won't get any other one until you get all the way past out of the town, which, might I add, is very difficult to maneuver through because, like I said, if you haven't played that game before, you haven't got to that part of the town, then I remember it because back then I didn't care about getting super pissed off, and I just played through the game, and I did beat it before a long time ago when I didn't care about getting angry. But no, I knew that was going to make me extremely angry, so that's why I stopped playing that game. So yeah, so man, that was a crazy rant. That took a while, but now you know I don't play Mario and Luigi Partners in time. So let's get back to Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, well, you gotta be able to hear those kind of things that I usually wouldn't normally talk about sooner or later. So it might as well be this since it fits pretty perfect. So anyway, so pretty much, well, I might as well give you a little spoiler alert. I'll just get to I'll get to that further in the episode because it's still part of a good memory. But anyway, so another good memory is just being able to see the new story for the game. And of course, that's for most of the games, because even if they may act the same or they have different graphics, most of the time, of course, the newer games are going to have a newer kind of storyline. So that's what makes it even more interesting for just games in general, because if you didn't certainly like a game for its story, but you loved its game mechanics, then it comes out with a new game, and you love that story, then you're going to absolutely love that game, of course, because if you love the mechanics, then love the story as well, then what's not to love about it? But, anyway, so, I'll get on to the next thing about the storyline. So, if you didn't know, if you didn't play the game, like I said, Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, then or if you didn't even watch it or anything like that, or just didn't really care that much about it, then the Blorbs, that is the main storyline. And you're probably wondering, what the heck are the Blorbs? Well, it's this disease that has been going around and is caused by, spoilers, the main villain of this game, Fawful. It is, I don't know how he caused it. I suppose, oh wait, no, I remember, because when I recently, like a few weeks back when my power went out, when the internet went out and everything, to keep myself entertained, because I still wasn't able to, I believed that I wasn't able to do any Pokemon stuff because of my whole toe situation, so I just played through my Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story game, like on a new game. So I finally was reading through it because it was going like slow enough to where I would just might as well read through the text. So, so pretty much I found out that Fawful was indeed responsible for like doing black market deals with these toads. It started out with just a few, but then even if just a few of them ate the certain item, whatever he gave them, it had to get the Blorbs, and yeah, it's pretty much that's how the whole Blorbs thing started. So anyway, this will be the last one for the episode because we're getting pretty close to 14 minutes anyway. So I might as well just say the bad part for the game. I know I didn't get all the good parts, but one of the bad memories is just going up against the final boss, how difficult it is, but it's fine enough to where I'll be able to still play the game. But yeah, so anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, if you don't mind supporting me by donating to my Patreon, as long as you're not putting yourself in a bad spot, of course. The link is in the description down below, and I'll be seeing y'all later. I've been your host, PauLInstaMyooin, and goodbye.